All right, you guys ready for your MAMP session? Gather around.
Gather around, sure.
So, MAMP. Here's what's going on. I'm opening up MAMP right now. So, this is MAMP Pro. Has a lot more to it than you have, okay? If and when you open your version of MAMP, right, it should open up this page. So when you guys open MAMP, does it open up a browser and open up this page for you guys? So check it out. This is where then you will see this information. Host, localhost, port 8889, user, root, password, my name is root, okay? So those are gonna be what you are using for your MySQL, okay? You will also have a link here to, because what you need to do is you need to install WordPress and a WordPress database, true? Okay. So if you are using MAMP, not MAMP Pro, just the regular version, how many of you are using just the regular version of MAMP? Okay. You then are not going to see this right here, where this right here, I have a bunch of different projects that I've set up. So if I'm working on my school theme, on my school website, I have set up a project, Students of Premium Design Works. I then have chosen what folder it should point to, right? So it points to my HTML folder within Mold. You guys are not going to have that. What you guys are going to have instead is in your, if you go to your applications and you see the folder for MAMP, and you open that up, you will see an htdocs folder, okay? So right here, where it says localhost for me, that's what you guys are doing. Localhost for you is going to be, see how this says htdocs folder in the MAMP application, right? So if I then start that up, whoops, sorry. If I go up here and I hit this and start that up, you are going to see that it's pulling localhost 8888. Okay, so that right there then is your, essentially your local server. So have all of you got MAMP installed on your laptops? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Now I can't remember, so when I launched this, right, I have to choose this right here and then hit this button right there. Let's see what you have to do. Let's open up your MAMP. Open web start page, so that gives you that. Localhost, so it opens up localhost 888 for you, index of. So let's take a look at your applications. HTDocs. You have nothing in your HTDocs. Yeah. Right. So here's what I want you guys to do. To install WordPress into your HTDocs folder, right, as your local host. Okay, here's what we're going to do. New tab. WordPress.org. Download WordPress. So let's see, did it go to my downloads folder? Desktop. Where'd it go? Oh, maybe I didn't yet. Download WordPress. There we go. I'm just going to put it in my downloads folder because then I want to extract it. Okay. So here's the thing. Downloads folder, unconfirmed. It was a good thing there was a downloads folder.
WordPress on this
God,
internet.
man, it's a good thing I cleaned that out. I'm kidding. There's
Right, that's
no, not at all. Like I was saying, man, with the internet, why would you need a porn folder on your hard drive?
exactly. With download speeds like these, who needs to sell?
Right. So let's extract this. So now there's a WordPress folder. Let's do this. In my htdocs folder, I'm going to put that WordPress folder. Okay. So now if I'm back here, localhost 888888888888888888888, and if I go to WordPress, setup and config.
Hey Mike, I did a little different. Instead of just putting the whole WordPress folder there, I took the files and copied all the files inside the HTTP folder.
You want to put it in a WordPress folder.
That way
Okay.
we can have multiple sites.
Yeah, because basically then you could do this. WordPress right? WEB210, right? WEB210 fall 16. So now if I then type in WEB210, oops, WEB210 fall 16, right? So now the thing is, we don't have a database set up yet.
Unless they got to the localhost URL, aside, I think you have a different route there from Pro and standard.
What you can do is just type in localhost:48. So that will then point to your htdocs folder on your hard drive, right? Now I have a couple of files in there. So if I just went to localhost *8, right? It is looking in my applications, it's looking in this folder and it's finding that index.php. You may or may not, did you delete yours out of there?
I must have, I think. I don't
Do you
know.
have a couple of files in your htdocs folder?
Just the WordPress folder, I just pasted into it.
So when you downloaded MAMP, it didn't put anything in there?
Daniel, let's see yours. Mine is
Your htdocs folder was empty? Okay.
Mine didn't really,
That's cool, whatever, you know. So for right now, just I'm going to go back and instead of let's just change that back to WordPress. And then again, if I did this, WordPress, right? And it said continue. Well, I'm going to continue here, and it's going to ask me for the database name, username, and password, right? Well, where's my database?
Right now it's a little close. I mean, there's the information here.
In other words, open your database.
Don't have it. Yes.
Correct. So if you go back to this file that at WebStart opened for you, everybody look here. See this link right here, phpMyAdmin? Click on that. Information schema, MySQL, etc.
Still on screen.
Okay, so okay, so what you guys need to do then is create a database. Let's just name this database WordPress. So we can say new. Create a database. WordPress. Create. So there it is. So now we go back here. Database name, WordPress. Username. What's your username? Root. What's your password? Root. Although my name is root because I changed it. Okay. Here's where this is going to, so let's say it like this. If I go into this WordPress folder here, right? Currently, you have a config sample file. And if I open that config sample file, database name here, username here, password here, localhost. Okay? If I go to, let's say, my school HTML config, database name, Students Premium Design Works, root, my name is root, localhost 8889. Okay?
So do we need to change that before we go further?
So from here, you should type in, I believe, localhost 8889, because that is equal to whoops.
That's a default port.
Yeah, okay. So once I do that, right, so if I go back to now here, and I hit submit, it should just start to install it for me.
So do we need to change anything in our configuration folder before we move forward?
No, because I think what it's going to do is it's going to create a new config file.
Okay.
So now if I go back to my Finder level, right, back into applications, it created this config file right here for me. So if I open that now, WordPress root, my name is root, localhost 8889.
What was that created again? That file?
Because when I was installing WordPress here, it created that file for me by giving me the settings. This is all in video, so you'll be able to watch it back. Okay, so from here, right? Site title, WEB210, username. What should my username be? Let's do it like this. This is what I did in the WordPress class, because it's on video, right? Very weak password. I don't care. Discourage search engines. Right, well, it's going to be under hard drive, so search engines aren't going to be able to find it. But install WordPress. WordPress has been installed. Username, your chosen password, log in. So, check it out, everybody. You should have a WordPress install running here. Now, lastly, what you want to do, you are going to want to clone your theme into your themes folder. So, what you guys have probably done already is this. New repository. WEB210 fall 16. Demo for WEB210. Right? That's what you guys have done so far. Initialize with a README. Okay. Create repository. That's what you guys have so far. Yeah? So now you need to clone this into your themes folder, into your WordPress installation, in your htdocs folder. Okay? So, clone or download. Open in desktop. And then it'll say clone as WEB210 fall 16, and I'm going to go to applications. MAMP, htdocs, WordPress, WP content, themes, clone. So now if I go to my htdocs, WordPress, WP content, themes, there's my clone, my local clone. Now, who wants to know how to clone this to their server? That's okay, dude. Just watch the video back and, right? Who wants me to clone this to my server now?
I do.
You do?
I do.
Okay.
Okay.
Here's what we're going to do.
Okay.
Let's say that well, I'm just going to put it in my my SCCC Premium DW examples folder. Okay, so earlier today, I am actually working on, see this My Flickr sets thing right here? Sets.php. I'm working on a new Flickr set feed for my website. And I got it to work statically, just on a regular PHP page, but I'm getting a 403 forbidden error when I put it in my functions file. And so if I go to then my repository here, or my msymkula repositories, my Flickr sets, sets.php, here's that code, okay? So I can run this locally by going to MAMP. It's in my examples folder on my Students of Premium Design Works one, that server that I've set up. So if I go to my, here, right? Page not found, examples, my Flickr gallery, my Flickr sets. I changed the name, didn't I? So here it's running off of my localhost server, right? But I also wanted to put it up on my live server because I wanted to send the author of the PHP My Flickr API an email saying, hey man, I'm having trouble with this. I've been getting this one error. I don't know what's going on. Help me out, dude. What I had to do then was I created this repository in GitHub Desktop by just dragging the folder over GitHub Desktop, and it made it into a new repository, and I published it up to GitHub. But let's say you're going the other way. You created a repository on GitHub, and you cloned it to your local, like you just did here, WEB210 Fall 16. But let's say you want to put it in your themes folder on your staging server, make it clone there. So what I would do then is I want to clone, basically, this repo to my live server. So what I'm going to do, this is what's going to answer your question from earlier. You can actually see, here I did it earlier. I'm going to terminal SSH msymkula at ps16781.dreamhost.com, right? So that is my server on DreamHost, ps16781dreamhost.com, with my user that has shell access, right? Bang. I used the wrong password. I'm in, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm on PS1678. I need to go into change directory into SCCC premiumdw.com into my examples folder, because that's where I'm going to clone this. You guys would be going into, I guess I could clone this actually into my themes folder here. Would you guys like, let's do it like that. WP content, themes. So I want to clone it, that repository, that new repository that I just set up, into my themes folder on my server. under the assignment page, set up WordPress and Git. There is this ITC 210 resources, Thomas Wilburn. Go to EC2 WordPress and Git. And down there in cloning your theme, right? He's saying, go into your themes folder, right? WP content themes, wherever your server is, and run git clone, git at GitHub, whatever your username, your repo, and theme name. So, I am here. I'm here in terminal in my themes folder, right? So now, if I say ls, it shows me that I have my one theme, Students of Premium Design Works. You guys will see, if you did a WordPress install, you'll see the, what, 2013, 14, 15, 16 themes. So you want to clone your repository as a theme. So you are going to run git clone git at github.com colon your username slash repo name WEB210 F16 WEB210 F16. You are going to use your repo name, okay? Dot git. And I'm just going to name, so it's going to, the last part is you're in your themes folder. Now you need to clone this and name it into your themes folder. And I'm just going to name it whatever my repo name is. Web210 fall 16. So now, and I have a passphrase. So it has now cloned Web210 fall 16 into my themes folder, right? So if I say ls, you will now see that theme, which doesn't have any files in it, right? But once you start getting your index file, your CSS file in there, right? And then you start, so if I did this, right? If in my Web210 fall 16, right? There's that README. What if I wanted to say new file, right? And just save this as in my Web210 fall 16 folder, save this as style.css, right? Save it there and make a comment here. This will be my style sheet file. Save it. Okay. So now if I then open up GitHub for desktop to Web210 fall 16, I've created a file and put that little comment in there, right? So I can then leave made my CSS file, commit and sync to GitHub, okay? So if I then go to GitHub, right, under my Web210 fall 16 repository, now there's style CSS. You guys are totally not looking anymore, are you? Okay. So there's my style sheet, because I'm going to show you then how to update your theme on your website. Okay. So I have a new file, right? So this is where then I go back to terminal, and I want to then go into this folder. CD Web210 fall 16. Now I'm in that folder.
You're in the GitHub folder.
I am in the theme folder. That is my clone of my Git repository. Okay? So this right here, this folder, is the clone on my staging server. You have a clone in your local too, right? So they're clones. So now so if I'm here and I go into that folder and I run the ls command, there's just the README in that folder, right? But now if I say git clone origin master, repository git clone origin master, I should be in here. Here I am. Okay. So I'm back here. Let's go CD SCCC WP content themes web. Okay, so now I'm in that folder. Git clone origin master repository origin. I'm not trying to. Huh. Well, something went wrong. Git, I know what it is. I'm running the wrong command. Git pull origin master. Sorry, it's late at night. So now that then compares right? So that goes and compares your GitHub repository on GitHub to your clone on your server, and then it said one file changed. It created the new file on your server. So it basically created that style CSS now in there. Does that make sense on how this is all going to work?
Yeah, I still have to set up a key pair. I just realized.
Yeah.
But, like,
Okay.
it's,
Yeah.
like, oh, that makes sense.
Well, let me do this. Hopefully you guys will watch this video.
Yeah.
You bastards.
But the other one, yeah.
Okay.